And hello everyone, welcome back to another Bootstrap tutorial. So in this tutorial we'll be taking a look at the carousel, or in other words, the slideshow. So for this tutorial you might want to have maybe three horizontally or vertically, both will work as long as they're all somewhat the same width, it would be good. Now the carousel takes quite a lot of boilerplate code, so let's start with it. First we want to just have an ID and we can call this slide for like slideshow, and then we can give it a class of carousel and then also slide, and in here we can say data BS for Bootstrap, ride, and we can just specify carousel. Then in here we want to kind of have the indicators to which way you're going, because you usually want the user to be able to see, alright, or can they go left, can they go right, what's going on. So we can just create a div with the class of carousel indicators, and this contains 3 buttons, and we can just say data BS target, and this will target and then we want to go this slide, so I'm going to say hashtag slide data BS slide to, and this will tell it where to slide to. We can say 0, so it will slide it to the first. We start at 0 because generally in programming you start at index 0, so with 0 it will go to the first target, so the first image. And we can just give it a class of active. We can then do somewhat the same thing for the rest here. Then you just copy this and paste it 2 times. Then all we need to change is where it slides to, and we can also remove this class because it won't be active by default. Next up we need to have the slideshow itself, so like the images that's being slide around. We can create a div with the name carousel inner, and aside that we want another div with the class name of carousel item and also the class name of active. So this will be the first item, the first image to be shown. So we can just say img, and the source can be 1.jpg, and that's the image we have here. I'm not going to put an alt here, but generally you want to put an alt there. We can say class is equal to d block and w100. You say width 100. And now we can just copy and paste this 2 more times. We can just remove this active from these last 2. And in here we can say 2 and 3. Now we have our images. Now if you just want to go like this, it is perfectly fine. And these images are a little big, as you can see here. So you can maybe just restrict their height. I'm just going to go here and give it a quick style or a quick height. And we can just make it 500. That will make it an easy way to kind of force them to be smaller. There we go. Here are the indicators we talked about. So if you click on them, they will slide through them. So this one will go to the first image because it's indicator with this 0. So we go here. It's this one. So we'll go to 0. And as you can see, we have a nice slide. Generally, you also want buttons on the side to make the user able to click on the button on the side and it will go left to right. To do that, you can have a button with the class carousel control prev, and this will mean previous. And here you can just have a span with the class of carousel control prev icon. This will put an icon that goes backwards, so it will basically put this there. Then for the button, to give it functionality, we can say data BS target is equal to hashtag slide, and in data BS slide is equal to prev for previous. We can copy and paste this. So now we have this previous again, but now instead of previous, we just say next, and we can save. Now when we look here, we have two nice buttons. They're a little bit difficult to see with this background here, but they are there if we click here. And now they're a bit easier to see. So as you can see, they allow us to easily scroll through these without needing to click these. But you can, if you want to, just click here and you can go there. You can also give each of these a title. To do that, we can go here to where it says carousel item, and for each one you want to give them their own title. So after the image, we can just say div with carousel caption. We can have an H3 or an H4 or an H2 depending on how big you want it, and we can just say ipsum here, and then P, a good looking image. And then we can of course just copy and paste this, and now here we can put lorem stas, and in here we can have stas ipsum, and then a good looking image 3, and then 6. Now they will have these nice looking captions on them. Go to the next one, you'll see the captions change to what we gave them. And that is the basics of carousels in Bootstrap. It basically made this whole process of creating a slideshow 20 times easier, because now you just add a bunch of classes and you don't have to do any CSS and you don't have to write any JavaScript for this. Bootstrap is just amazing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all again in the next Bootstrap tutorial.